It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
Okay, so this is a question from a lot of advisory questions, which is here. By the way, we'll answer other questions and not just advisory questions. But here's one from Ken. Here's what Ken said. Why do we need a financial advisor if the academic research shows index investing beats managed investing after fees?
That's a great question. I'm
it's a
glad
great
you
question.
brought this up, and I'm kind of mad we didn't put this in the show.
Hey, Nate, start it over. Let's put this in the back end.
So I'll jump in first. By the way, just because you hire a financial planner doesn't mean that you have now, walked away from index investing. I told you guys that I actually eat the food that we prepare in our kitchen, and the fact that I use index funds almost exclusively in my portfolio outside of a few managed international funds as well as my one individual stock. But I am buying index funds with probably 90+% of my holdings, just like what we do for clients. So I don't want you to think just because you hire a financial advisor that you are done with index funds. But this is a common misconception, because I do think this ties into, remember, we shared a stat that there's only 1.4% of advisors that are fee only out of the 260,000 financial advisors out there. Most are commissioned salespeople. Well, if you're commissioned, you probably don't have access to that low-cost index fund because there's no way for you to get paid off of it. So that's why there is this misconception that if I hire a financial planner, I'm walking away from the benefits of index investing. That is false if you're working with a fee-only financial advisor who has a fiduciary obligation to put your interest ahead of their own. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and tell you, at Abound Wealth, that's what we're going to do with you. You better hope that your financial advisor is doing a lot more than just asset allocation. This is, once again, the counterpoint to the discount investment houses that are offering you those rabbit ear financial plans that don't cover outside assets at your 401ks. They don't cover what's going on with your risk assets or risk issues like property and casualty insurance and so forth. You want somebody who can look at your holistically, your entire financial life, give you advice, give you the best recommendation that's in your best interest. It's a full package. So you're not walking away from that if you hire the right financial advisor.
Yeah, one of the things that we do, obviously, so we help our clients with portfolio management in addition to financial planning. And the dirty little secret of our industry as it relates to clients is the two things that clients most often want to know is what's my rate of return and what's my fee. So we don't shy away from that. We put those pieces of information right on every single quarterly report, front and center. Here's how much money you made. Here's what our fee was. We do that, and then we educate our client and say, by the way, this is a small microcosm of the value that we plan to add to your financial life. That's just investment management. That's just a small piece of the total picture that we're looking at. And so your question is why do we need a financial advisor if index funds outperform managed funds? It's because maybe you need some financial planning, not just investment management. And there's a big differentiation in strictly investment managers versus financial advisors. I can't tell you how many times I work with a brand new client, and one of the very first things I ask for is, hey, can you send me a copy of last year's tax return? They're like, no, I have an accountant. I was like, oh, great, awesome, love it. Please introduce me. I'd still love to look at your tax return because how on earth can I design a well-thought-out, well-developed portfolio for you if I don't know what's going on with your tax situation? And another question I ask is, let me see your estate documents. Let me actually review the estate documents. How on earth can I make sure I'm designing a total picture for you if I'm not taking into account all of those different pieces? So, Ken, you make a great point. If you're trying to pick an active fund runner versus an index fund DIY, that's a different thing than hiring a financial advisor. A financial advisor should be able to do investment management plus and financial planning, which we think is the bigger part of the picture.
Yeah, so you can do, let's just go through these really quickly. Estate planning, retirement planning, education planning, risk management, all these things. And then I'll throw in there portfolio management. I mean, all these things make up the process, but if they're only doing portfolio management and just kind of excluding all the other things, you don't have a financial planner. You have an investment management relationship. That's a big difference.